that was an expensive open, I think. Okay, let's pour it.
Wow. Vin, I'm just letting you know that you're about to pour 50 cl, and that 50 cl is basically 1,500 quid RRP.
Eesh. So gently does it then.
£21,250 a bottle.
I mean, the thickness, the viscosity of that, I could just see it as I poured it. Hopefully you guys can see that.
Wow. Wow.
The dram to end all drams, right? Hi there, welcome to No Nonsense Whiskey. My name's Vin PF, and on today's episode, we've got a sample Saturday of ginormous magnitude. We've got here Mac from Kanpai Planet, who's brought this incredible dram with him. We've got the Ardbeg Abyss. Now, normally on sample Saturday, I do 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 drams, but when we realised, and I will say there was a definite when we realised what we had, I was like, this has to be a sample Saturday and it has to be on its own. I think that's fair to say.
Absolutely. I've just come from Edinburgh, and I was very lucky to be connected via Brendan McCarran to the lovely folks at Glenmorangie and Ardbeg, and had a lovely conversation with them. And when they realised that I was a bona fide whiskey enthusiast about to hang out with this legend, not only did they give us some wonderful Glenmorangie, but they also gave me a small bottle of Ardbeg the Abyss. Now, what is Ardbeg the Abyss? Well, to understand that, we actually have to go back in time, I think to 1989, when Ardbeg released the Corryvreckan as a limited release. And it was limited release because it had these heavily toasted French oak casks, which formed the basically what made that liquid super special. Then Corryvreckan became part of the core range of Ardbeg, and that was, I'm told, much to the surprise of Dr. Bill Lumsden, who was like, hang on, these casks are not falling out of the sky, they're not growing on trees. Insert your own metaphor here. So obviously that was kind of reformulated with the intention of capturing some of that original limited edition magic. Now, finally, they've been able to release something that is essentially the core of the Corryvreckan, and that's why they've called it Ardbeg the Abyss, a reference to that, and also a reference to the incredible colour of this liquid, which quite frankly is absolutely unreal. Now, in order also to celebrate the release of this wonderful dram, which comes in a limited edition of 400 bottles and retails at a whopping £21,250 a bottle. That is to say, £21,250 a bottle. They've also collaborated with legendary comic book artist Trad Moore to produce this fantastic comic book, which is absolutely incredible. No words in this, by the way, Vin.
Oh, well,
it's just all. He really wanted the art to speak for itself and kind of the story, the visual storytelling to speak for itself. So
that's pretty
cool. You go. It's quite a unique release, even by Ardbeg standards, who are well known for their supernova, hypernova, bizarre BQ, etc. kind of extraordinary releases. So that's the background to this whiskey, Vin.
Yeah, I mean, I can't believe we have this. I mean, look, I knew it was coming. I was told we had a bit of this coming. I didn't do any research. Poor old Mac sent me a nice recording of stuff to listen to, and I didn't have time to get to it. I was like, we'll do some research on the day, and then we literally, before we recorded this, we did that, and I was just like, sorry.
Well, I had been honoured to hear the story behind this incredible liquid, but I actually had no conception until about 5 minutes ago that this bottle was one of 400 full-size bottles for international release and was retailing over 20 grand.
Yeah. I mean, so one of the things I will say about this, before we even get into anything, right, sometimes we talk about legs. Now, I'll spin this, and we like to talk about thin, thick, slow, whatever. Now, these ones here, look, some of my legs on here, they're not even beading yet. They're so thick, so slow. This is probably the most viscous liquid I've ever put in a glass. Genuinely, I've not even tried this yet because every drop is precious. We were talking, how much is the the sample? Did we work out about £1.50?
They're very kind that the lovely folks at Ardbeg gave me a 50 milliliter bottle, and that works out at about £1,500 for the liquid inside this. While you've been admiring the legs and this incredible viscosity, I've been checking out the colour.
Yeah.
And this is just, I mean...
What do you even call it? I mean, I sometimes talk about mahogany, but that seems like a bit of an unfair...
Well, I mean, it is. It's kind of, I mean, literally maple syrup, right? The colour is. Like, it's just like this dark treacle.
Yeah. Basically.
I mean, look at this, guys. Absolutely ridiculous.
What ABVs has come through? 48.4, if memory?
Yes, and you're absolutely spot on. 48.4.
And that's cask strength, right?
Yes, absolutely. 48.4% cask strength. Okay, let's go on the nose. Mate.
Yeah,
I'm so excited.
We're literally like, I mean, like as whiskey reviewers, I don't know if you mirror this, but sometimes we can get into a bit of a humdrum. We can be excited or not excited and still give a good review. I feel like not even a kid in a sweet shop, because there's no choice. This is the one.
Well,
but I feel
this has been Sample Saturday, which I always love watching, mate. So it's an honour to be part of one. And the thing is you do them off the cuff, right?
Yeah.
So we poured this out in advance, let it settle, and then when I started nosing it, what people saw me nosing while you were checking out the legs is the first time I nosed it. And let's get stuck in. All right, cheers. Kanpai.
Right, you all just talk amongst yourselves for a bit. I mean,
I don't think I've reacted like that in any video I've recorded so far.
It's like for me, like I'm a coffee drinker, but I drink one a day, and I can feel caffeine affecting me immediately when I drink caffeine. So I can drink it and I can feel it working. When I smell this, I can literally feel synapses firing in my brain. I can feel endorphins being released.
There is so much flavour packed in every molecule of the aroma of this liquid. That is not hyperbole.
No.
That is just fact.
Yeah, I mean, it smells like Ardbeg. It's very characteristic. It's got... I mean, so for me, when I say Ardbeg, like Lafroig is very ashen, very dirty.
Spot on.
And I would say Kalila is very kind of it's peat, but it's very smoky. This is absolute barbecue, going nuts in the glass. Without
I had to apologise to everybody and yourself there, by the way, with my hand raised, because I immediately wanted to go on the palate. But it is worth spending a bit more time on the nose.
Yeah, without a doubt. It smells absolutely fantastic.
There is so much deep sweetness there. Are you getting that? Like just real, like Cocteau sugar, brown sugar.
Yeah. I mean, for me,
like it's sort of like a sweet chutney as well.
Yeah.
Very like.
Yeah. I think we better get onto the palate.
All right.
Let's try it. I mean, it's so thick and viscous.
Ooh. That's the review.
That's the review.
Until next time, Kanpai.
I mean, let's face it. Like, we're never going to be drinking this again. Probably the guys watching this on the show probably never going to get to try it, unfortunately. But yeah, like it's so viscous that when I swallowed that, I felt like I was swallowing a ball of liquid rather than just liquid.
That is so good. You know what's interesting? We often talk about, you've talked about it, I've talked about it, like sherried peat, right?
Yeah.
This is toasted French oak peat. And I mean, I'm just going to put it out there.
You're going to say what I'm about to say, I'm sure.
I think this is the best peated whiskey I've ever tried.
Best peated whiskey I've ever tried. Without a doubt, and it's. I mean, you'd hope so, right? With the price tag that's come with.
Well, yeah, I mean, we often, right, in our own way. Obviously, I review Japanese whiskies. The price point of those, even at the lowest end of the range, is often punchy for what you're getting. Yeah. We've talked about price. I think, we've done, we've reviewed bottles that are £1,000, right?
Yeah.
But what you've got here is something really so far beyond.
Far beyond.
The price point, at a minimum, when something is £21,000 a bottle, you hope that it's going to be outstanding. And this certainly is.
Getting philosophical for a second, there's this theory in philosophy where at some point during your life you will have the best day of your life, and you don't know when that's going to be. It could have already gone for all you know. I am now worried that I will never drink a whiskey better than this ever again. I think I'm now worried that this is the best thing I'll ever drink. Tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah, well, I'm glad. We're going kind of fast and loose with this.
Yeah.
I just want to speak to the audience for a second. I'm here in the incredible No Nonsense Cave with Vin, who, it's just been an honour to be following his content for the last 8 years, and I've managed to bring this along.
Yes.
And I've got to just say, I'm so happy to be sharing this with you, because it's that excitement, it's that mutual excitement of two whiskey nerds, two whiskey otaku, possibly right now, completely unexpectedly, actually drinking the best whiskey we've ever had.
I mean, I don't know whether to thank you for the whiskey or be upset at you for literally destroying my whole collection. Because
well, I run a travel business, and I take guests to my favourite ramen shops in Japan, and that's something I often hear. Thank you for destroying ramen for me, because I'm never going to have a better bowl than this.
Yeah, 100%.
And so Finn, go on, thank me.
Yeah, no, I mean this. I don't. Whatever gratitude you feel towards me for my channel and the things I do, this repays all of it and tenfold over. I don't think I could ever do anything because this is just fabulous.
Let's actually try and review the whiskey. So, on the palate, we often talk about peat. The peat's integrated. It's not. It's a sort of it's a note. Over time with that aging. This is the complete embodiment of that, right there. And then it's incredible. Don't even know how to articulate it.
This is what I was going to say. I don't even really want to give it tasting notes, because what would be the point? We could say literally anything and nobody's going to question us.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, yes, fair enough. But I have a responsibility to try to articulate, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
What we're tasting here, okay? So
it's everything you ever liked about Ardbeg, ratcheted up
to the maximum.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a white wine, So white wine, like the best white wine you've ever had.
Yeah. Not
too dry, not too sweet. Mixed in with some deep kind of, like the best pie you've ever had, Bit of rhubarb crumble and custard there.
Yeah. I mean, I'm getting a little bit of brininess to it that kind of likens me to a nice bit of salmon that's covered in kind of barbecue rub and smoked for a good period of time on an open flame. All these things that I love about barbecue and whiskey together. Everything is married together so perfectly. There's no one spike of extreme pea or extreme flavour. It just completely well-rounded, wrapped up in this. I mean, I can't even begin to tell you the viscosity of this thing. It's so unreal. The mouthfeel is absolutely insane.
Yeah, right. It's not, it's not light. It's full-bodied, but it's so perfectly balanced. It's not sort of blowing you away or anything like that.
Definitely.
And yeah, we've got the full, we've got the umami spectrum.
Yeah.
We got small hints of bitterness. We got that salt. We got that sweetness. And it is all magically combining together. All
I can say is a massive thank you for bringing this along, and a massive thank you for the guys for handing this over, because they didn't have to do that. And I would never have got to be able to try a whiskey like this if it wasn't for you guys watching, for Mac for starting his channel, all of those weird things coming together in that one moment in time to then be able to get this. And I mean, obviously, your content blows it out of the water, but I'm just a guy with a camera still, I think. But
we're going to stop there. This guy is far too humble. We all know the contribution that he's made to whiskey reviewing and the love of whiskey in the UK and beyond. And I can't think really of a more fitting dram for one of our first collaborations together, Vin.
Yeah, 100%.
Fantastic. Exactly, as you enter your 9th year of whiskey reviewing.
I mean, I might stop. What's the point?
Well, you never know, right?
What's the point?
If you'd stopped a few months ago, you'd never have tried this.
Oh, could you imagine? And there were times, early on when we were all struggling. I think there were times when I could have quit, but
I've just finished it.
Me too. It's gone. You've still got half a dram left in there, but you do with that as you please, because that's
Absolutely fantastic.
Right.
Brilliant.
I think we better call it because I might just go and cry for a bit, but that was utterly incredible. Cannot express that enough.
Top drawer. In fact, the space above the top drawer, where you stick your blankets and pillows. That's how good that was.
Yeah.
Absolutely unbelievable.
Right. I'm going to put that down. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hopefully you've enjoyed this episode. I don't think we can see another one quite like it anytime soon, but who knows. But a massive thank you for Mac for joining me on today's Sample Saturday.
Thank you.
More to come. We've been spending quite a lot of the day recording, so we've got loads of stuff coming up. But yeah, thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for Mac for being here. Cheers, dude.
Until next time, Kanpai.
Kanpai.